Thank you for joining us tonight in the belly of the well waiting room for our Words in Red series. This is where we read the words of Christ as denoted in red in the original King James Version of the Bible. Tonight we're wrapping up Mark. Chapter 16 is the last chapter in Mark. And Mark 16 is a beautiful chapter of hope and new beginnings. It tells the resurrection of Jesus, showing that death was not the end, but the beginning of life. When his followers came to mourn him, they instead discovered that he had risen, just as promised. Though they felt fear and uncertainty at first, Jesus gently appeared to them, reassuring them and strengthening their faith. He then entrusted them with a loving mission to share the good news with the world. This chapter reminds us that even after sorrow, God brings life, restores hope, and walks with us as we carry his message forward. And now, the words in red as spoken by Christ in chapter 16 of Mark. Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them that they believe. In my name they shall cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents. And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. As we wrap up the book of Mark, I'd like to take a look back over the entire book of Mark. And I invite you to go to your Bible and read the entire thing, not just the words in red. But if we look back to Mark, the book of Mark invites us into the life of Jesus with urgency, compassion, and love. From the very beginning, we see Jesus stepping into the world not with power as people expected, but with humility, healing, and a heart turned towards the broken. He calls ordinary people like you and me. He calls fishermen, tax collectors, and those overlooked to walk beside him. He heals the sick, restores the outcast, calms storms, and feeds the hungry. Again and again, Jesus shows that God's love is not distant but near, reaching into the deepest needs of the human heart. Yet Mark also shows us that following Jesus is not always easy. His disciples struggle to understand. Crowds come and go, and still Jesus remains steady, walking towards the very suffering he came to bear. In his final days, Jesus is betrayed, denied, and crucified. It appears for a moment that hope itself has been lost. But the good news is the story does not end there. On the third day, the tomb is found empty. Jesus has risen just as he promised. Death is defeated, and love has the final word. The book of Mark reminds us that Jesus came not for the perfect, but for all of us. He meets us in our questions, our fears, and our waiting, and invites us to follow him, to trust him, and to rest in the promise that we are never alone. Wherever you are today, his love is still reaching for you. Thank you for joining us as we conclude the book of Mark. And next time, we will pick up with the gospel according to Luke. Please remember that God is always with you.